So today in our video, we're going to talk about why you should have multiple streams of income. There's an amazing amount of my clients who want to know how to do it, and they do it wrong. I'm going to show you not only how to do it right, how I specifically did it, so good, right, that I became a millionaire doing it. So specifically today, I'm going to talk about how many streams should you have, right? How does that actually marry up to what I call your financial freedom day? Because we're not going to retire you. Retirement's an agricultural word. A cow goes to pasture and dies. So we never use retirement in my channel or videos. We call it freedom day. No age association, super cool. So how many streams should you have? We're going to talk about how do you use those streams to get to your freedom day? Like, what's that number going to be? And more importantly, we're going to talk about active income and passive income and how those kinds of income create multiple income streams. So get a pen and paper. Many of you have never heard it this way. So first of all, let's talk about multiple streams of income. Well, let's back up and say most people were taught that to get money, you get a job. Right? Think about it. Around the world, it's a worldwide problem. We're not taught to be entrepreneurs. I don't know how many people say, like, what school did you go to do what you're doing? Right? Which is author, speaker, trainer. I said life. You go to life school for this one because there isn't a school that will teach you how to do this. Now, there are schools that will teach you entrepreneurialism, but let's be honest, most of them are taught by old business administration professors who have never really run a company. But entrepreneurship is the new sexy term, so, you go to school. Drives me crazy. Anyway, back to income. It's a worldwide problem. All we're taught is, go to school. And then when you go to school, my son is in university right now. He's getting a finance, accounting, and a management degree. From day one, he has called me back and said, Mom, he's now in his junior year. That's third year for the rest of you around the world. And still, he said, Mom, I have never been taught in any of my finance or accounting classes what you teach. He said, what they're teaching me is how to be a finance manager, how to be an accountant for some other company. They're teaching me to be an employee. I've never learned that I can own my own company. I can actually do this as a business myself. I said, I know. That's why I exist. Because when you all get tired of your jobs, you're going to come over here. But let's be honest, your job is a source of income. It's an active income. What I'm going to guide you to do, I'm just going to tell you, you have to do it. It is not negotiable. Here is the question. Do you want to be a millionaire or not? Or even 100,000-aire. If the answer is yes, put it in the comments. Say, yes, I want to be a millionaire, or 100,000-aire, right? You want to make more money. You have to have a company. It's not negotiable. You can't do it with a job because you don't get any tax deductions. So your first source of income for most people is your job. Now let's put that off to the side. Now let's talk about active income and passive income. And active income is your entrepreneurial venture, right? I'm active in this business, right? I write books, I teach, I have social media channels, I do stages, I do mentoring, I do coaching. This is active. Now the difference is I've been doing it for so long, I can turn up my activity and I can turn down my activity because I have an amazing team. But then I also have passive income. So passive income is I have real estate that's passive, right? Where I've invested with other people. They're the one that bought the apartments. They're the ones collecting the rent. They're the ones cleaning up all of the, renovations. I also have bought land. I have bought I bought a Ford dealership. I'm completely passive. I just get checks. In its true form, I don't believe passive exists, right? Because passive means nothing. Really? And that's not true. So we always call it pactive. You're a little active, but passive, because I'm not going to just put my money within a real estate deal and then not monthly oversee it. So there is a little activity just to be legally right with that. But our goal in this multiple streams of income is to have a variety of incomes, some passive, some active. If you want a job, and believe me, I have so many people. I have military, I have tons of military. I mean, from Air Force fighter pilots to naval officers, Secret Service. I have all sorts of those clients. I have firefighters, I have cops, I have teachers, I have all sorts of people who we need them to have jobs. But for them to actually get a better tax basis, they need this business. So whatever your active business is, you're going to have an active business. Now, here's the big piece where everyone goes wrong when they look at the income source is, first of all, before we go and just dissect it even further, what's your Freedom Day goal? Why are you doing this? What is it, just a sexy thing to do because you want to say you've got all these checks coming in the mail because that sounds great? But really where you need to be looking is, what's your number? What is that Financial Freedom Day number is what we call it. So Financial Freedom Day is, how much money do you want, right? Is it $10,000 a month? Is it $20,000 a month? What's your goal? Right? And that's, say, without a job. And again, this is for you, so you can put any qualifiers around it. Is it with the job? Is it with the active business? Is it with your investment income? Is it all of it added up? Or do you want to quit your job and just look at the passive, more passive side of it? So you got to decide, right, what that is. But let's just say that your Freedom Day goal is $10,000 a month, right? That's a lot of people's goal. That's $120,000 a year. I also have a great group of clients who want 20s. I have some that want 50. This is 1,000 a month. And some, because they fly in private aviation, want 100,000 a month because half that's going to the aircraft. So whatever your goals are, let's design multiple streams based on a goal. Otherwise, you're just going to be scattered and really what I call just, as Kiyosaki called it, the rat race. You're just going to be chasing and chasing and chasing for what? So let's just say it's $10,000 a month. Well, okay, if your job is part of that, then you get some of that. If you say no, well, then we got to get the business making money. And let's be honest about your investment money. It doesn't come out of the sky. I love how people make no money and they say, I just want passive income. I said, where do you think that might come from? You got to make it. It's not going to just drop out of the universe and say, oh, there, I have money to invest. So your active business is designed to create investment opportunities. So instead of a lifestyle, and you can go buy some lifestyle stuff, but honestly, I didn't. That's why I was a millionaire at 34. I actually didn't even buy my own home until I was 34 when I became a millionaire that year. I bought all investment real estate. So I was making more passive income than it even cost to have my mortgage. So I did all assets, then lifestyle. I cannot tell you to do that enough. So you take all this active income you're making and you put it to work. You put it to work, whether it's real estate, whatever you want. That's a different conversation for our channel. And again, subscribe to my channel because we're going to have all these conversations on a regular basis. I'm a real estate and gas and oil millionaire, by the way, and I've become a millionaire in flipping businesses. I'm going to become a millionaire in cannabis. I've been a millionaire, believe it or not, I have made jewelry. Some of this jewelry I actually have on. That's why I wore it just for them. Are millionaire women who started in a garage as single moms and became millionaires designing jewelry. So there's a lot of categories. I become a millionaire and expect you to become a millionaire. So when you look at multiple streams, here's the biggest mistake. Is you diversify too much too quick. So for example, I'll have clients that will come to me and they'll have a direct sales company, like a network marketing company, right? They'll sell like a lotion and potion. And then they may want to do some coaching and something else. Oh, but they want to do real estate and maybe they want to do dog walking. I don't know. That is not what we're doing. That is chaos to me. Right? Because when you think about the active side of your business, and this is where most people make the mistake, the active side of their business needs to be actually very integrated and hinged. So for example, in my business, I'm going to tell you, you have to get incorporated. Do I own the incorporation company or do I outsource to a joint venture who he's going to do the work for him? Right? Do I have businesses where I make money helping you build up your website because you got to have marketing, you got to have a software, you got to have a database. Absolutely. But I'll refer to that business, right? So everything that I touch in my multiple streams are either companies that I also own or I have a joint venture referral to, but it's all in the same category of helping you become a millionaire. And that goes from tax planning. Do I have relationships with bookkeepers and tax strategists? Yes, I have to, because if you don't get them, it's going to be hard to get your active business up and running. So the active income that creates multiple streams is around one thing. So let's use a different example. You're the web designer. Well, you're not only a web designer, you're going to need copywriting, you're going to need SEO, you're going to need videography, you're going to need photography, you're going to need all those things. So your multiple streams shouldn't be, I just build websites and then I'm going to go do real estate and dog walking and a lotion and potion networking. Like, how does that go together? So think database. If people are going to follow you, what are they going to follow you to do? And then in that database, how can you sell a whole bunch of stuff to them? That's monetizing a database. That's multiple streams, right? So as I work with web designers, they can own part of the database company. They can have referrals there. There's so many ways. Like I've had web and tech folks. She's got 14 streams of income that all come from one source, which is around helping you get your presence online. Book writers, I work with a variety of people who are doing book writing, right? So they have editors, they've got a whole bunch of other, again, you got to have photography. And by the way, when you do photography, you should offer makeup and hair, and you can take 20% of the makeup and hair. You should offer that because a lot of people come and you're like, you're going to get behind the camera. That's frightening. So think about multiple streams in a category of active income. And I would challenge you right now to brainstorm and comment 5, 10 different things in the one way you're doing it. So I'll use one more example before I leave on this topic, and I'm not done, not even close. dog walker. She's actually in my Millionaire Maker book. She was a virtual assistant and hated it. I said, well, what's the one job that you had in your lifetime that you want to do something else? And she said, well, I loved working for a vet and I love taking care of dogs and animals. So I said, well, go walk dogs, and don't just go to, one person, go to a whole neighborhood, go walk around a cul-de-sac, find out where lots of dogs are. By the way, go back to the vet and say, is there a neighborhood that has a lot of, dogs, or go to a dog walking park and give your cards out. So anyway, she gets a whole bunch. I said, don't walk one dog, right? Trade up your car, get a van, put them all in the back of the van, and walk a whole bunch of dogs. Then you're going to go back to that family, and why don't you on your way back pick up some dry cleaning, pick up groceries? Why don't you just deliver more things? And this is in 2005 when I had these ideas. Like, this is a long time ago. Fast forward, she became a home manager. So she helped manage homes. I mean, if you're going to hand somebody their dog, which is like a child, you've got keys to their kingdom, which is their home. Why don't you organize the house cleaner, organize the plumber, organize the lawn care, manage the house and take a lot of money? And again, I bet she had 15, 20 streams of income. So she has sold that company. She was making millions of dollars. Phenomenal concept. We made it up together. So that's multiple streams. It's in one category with all the tentacles. Don't have this scattered, some people, oh my gosh, and it's just chaos. So multiple streams is connected revenue. And then as much money as you can take from that active income, get it invested so you have that passive income. That circles back around to your Freedom Day. So if you've loved this, again, I want you to subscribe to my channel. We're going to keep building your plan, building your education. I love doing this. I love helping you and your families. And I have this very cool gift for you. It is 21 Ways to Wealth. We just designed it. It's 21 ways to how do you build wealth in any economy. It's how do you recession proof, right? So I go through 21 very specific ways. It's an extraordinary gift. Typically, we make people pay for it, but don't tell them. I'm going to give it to you free. Click on the link below, enjoy it, come back and comment on what you learned.